Good morning, everyone. So, for this particular lecture, I will be giving a demonstration with regard to data manipulation language, specifically in select queries. When you say select queries, this is the query or this is the command in which you can retrieve data from the database. So, this is in contrast with the insert command. For the insert command, you will be populating or you will be putting data into the database. In order for you to retrieve data from the database, what you need is the select command. So let us try to check what are these select commands. So when you have the select query, it can be used along with different clauses and as well as different operators. So when you say clauses, it can be the where condition, the group by, having, and order by. So all the clauses are placed in square brackets, indicating that you may or you may not have clauses in your select statement. And you can also combine one or more or all of the clauses in one select statement. Okay, so let us first discuss what are these clauses. So when you say select, you will be extracting or you will be getting data from the database. When you say where, it's a condition for the select statement. So this particular where condition is applicable to the main select statement. This where condition will let you modify or will let you, what do you call this one, get a specific output from your select statement. When you say group by, this is grouping data according to its attribute. For example, you want to group by ID number or group by address, then you can use group by. Then we have another condition here, which is the having clause. This having is only applicable to group by clause. You cannot use having to the main select statement. You cannot use having without group by statement. However, you can have select and you can have group by statements even without the having clause. So you have to remember that the having clause is only for the group by statement. And then the last one is the order by. So this clause will sort your result. It's either descending or ascending. By default, it is in ascending order. So if you don't specify if it's ascending or descending, by default, MySQL will sort it ascending order. So let's have an example for each of these clauses. Let's go to, I have here, uh, different problems for our select statement. So number one is using the select statement only, you have to display all the records from the sales statement table. So how will you do that? Let's have it executed. So we want to display all the records from the sales statement table. So we have select all from sales statement. So the asterisk here denotes all, meaning it will display all the records from the sales statement table. And then the moment I click go, then the output is here. all the records or all the data from the sales statement table is displayed. Now let's have the second example. For the second example, you have here display all the records in the sales statement table with ordered quantity greater than 1,000. So in here we will be integrating the where condition. So you need to display all the records from the sales statement table with ordered quantity greater than 1,000. So let's go back to our SQL. So let's go back to the command line. So select all from sales statement where quantity is greater than 1,000. So in this case, you are going to display only the data from the sales statement table with orders greater than 1,000. So in this case, the condition quantity greater than 1,000 will be executed first, and then it will be applied to this main select statement. Now, you can write the code in one line. You can have it like this. But for me, I prefer to write it in two lines for readability purposes. It's easier for me to check for errors or to debug if ever when I have this written like this, each clause in a separate line. Let's execute this. So as you can see, it will only display quantity, all the records with quantity greater than 1,000. All the rest will not be part of the display. Okay. Now let's have another example. So we're done with the plain select statement. We are also done with the select statement with the where condition. Now let's integrate the group by statement with the select statement. So the problem will be this. Show all the report code and the number of orders for every report code. So we wanted to group by or to group our output per report code. Okay, so the command will look like this. Let's go back to our SQL. So select report code count because we wanted to count each order per report code. Report code from sales statement group by report code. Let's try to check. So in this case, it will display all the report codes, count the number of report codes from the sales statement, and group each output by report code. When you say group, so if you have 3 entries for one report code, it will be counted, or it will be displayed as 1, and it will be counted 3 under the count report code. So let's execute this. So you have here the report code. So notice from the sales statement, we have we have 2 records for 1101, and we have 2 records for 1105. So here, when you use the group by, it will just display 1 record for each report code, And then we wanted to know how many how many orders per report code. That's why we counted the report code. So in this case, you have 2 for 1101 and 2 for 1105. That's how group by works. Sorted in descending order. So to have the code, let's have this. Yeah, that's from, we wanted to display all the data from the sales table, order by date in descending order. Select all from sales table, order by sales, sales date, CSC. So we have here, when you say descending order, from the latest to the earliest. So that is March 12, and the last one is March 5. Now, if you don't, let us try to execute this same order by clause without telling or without putting explicitly how to sort it. So just order by sales date. And if you're going to do that automatically, it is arranged, or the output is arranged in ascending order. So that's all for the clauses. Now let us go for the different operators involved in what they call this one, SQL querying statement. So we wanted, if you want to list all the unique values or the distinct values, then you can use the keyword distinct. So let's try to have this. So we wanted to show all the distinct records or the distinct report codes from the sales statement table. So you have here, select distinct report code from sales statement. It will only display the unique values of each report code found in the sales statement table. Okay, now let's try to use another operation. Let's use aggregate functions. So when you say aggregate functions, these are the functions that you can use in so when you say aggregate functions, this refers to the functions such as average, sum, maximum, minimum. Let's try to check the different aggregate functions. So you have your count. We used already count for the group by example. We have min, max. Min is finding the minimum value of each column. Max is finding the maximum value of each column in the table. Sum, which will give the sum of all values for a given column. Average, that is the arithmetic mean for all the values in a specified column. So let's have an example. Okay, let's have an example. Oops, let's go back to PHP 9. For example, we wanted to find the maximum unit price of each of the product table. So of course use the select statement. Select max unit price from product. Execute. Then the maximum unit price will be displayed. Or if you want it to be more detailed, so you can have select product code name and then min unit price from product. Then execute. So you have here the product name melon has the minimum unit price of 120. Okay, so you have here. Okay, so we're done with the minimum and maximum. Then let us try to get the average price or unit price from the product. We can have here select average AVG unit price from product. So it will give you the average unit price. Okay. So if you wanted to get the sum of the or you wanted to get the total quantity ordered from the sales statement, you can select sum quantity. You want to get the total quantity ordered regardless of product quantity from sales statement. So you were able to sell 9,100 fruits to all your customers for a given period. Okay, so that's for the aggregate function. Now let's go to the next operator. We can now go to arithmetic operators. So this will be using addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo in your output. So this will give you the derived columns or the derived attribute or the computed attribute or computed columns. For example, if you wanted to get the age of student, all you have to do is to perform a subtraction operation between the current date minus the date of birth of a student. So the age will then be derived. So let's have an example here of a computed column. Let's go back to our MySQL. Example, you wanted to get the total amount for each quantity or for each product sold from the sales statement table. So I have here select first is okay. To illustrate it better, first I wanted it to display all the records from the sales statement table. Now we have here the report code, product code, and quantity. Now what I want to do is to compute the total amount per product sold. For example, I have here quantity, and then I wanted to multiply it with the unit price from the product table to get the total amount for each of this product code. So let's do this. So in this case, we will be joining or we will be combining two tables, which is the product and the sales statement. So still using the select query, we have this select report Okay. Since we will be combining tables, two tables, let's have the table named as sales statement dot report code, sales statement dot product code, sales statement dot quantity, and then we will be joining it with the product. So product table dot unit price, and then I will have the arithmetic operator to compute for the total amount for each product sold. So I have here, I will enclose it in parentheses. So I have sales statement dot quantity times product dot unit price. And I have here from sales statement join product on sales statement dot product code is equal to product dot product code. Okay, so let's run. So this query will give me the columns, all the columns from the sales statement table and the unit price column from the product table. And then it will compute the total sales for each product by having sales statement that quantity times product that unit price. Okay. This join operator will be explained thoroughly later in this lecture. So let's execute. So this will be the output. So 1,100 quantity times 800, you will get the total amount for this particular product sold. So notice that the column names, it's okay for the report code, but you have for the computed column, your column name is the formula itself on how you did the computation. So if you wanted to have a clean column name without any formula present, all you need to do is to replace this column name, which is the computation. You can replace this with an alias. When you say an alias, it's a what do you call this one? It's a substitute name for a column. So let's try to execute the same query. So let's get the query and have an alias. So here, this will be the column for this will be the code for the computed column, and you wanted to replace this column name with an alias. Let's have this as total amount. So the column for this formula should be replaced by total amount. Let's try to execute the code. Okay. Notice that the formula column is replaced with total amount. So total amount there is an alias. It is only used for this particular query. Total amount will not be used or will not be valid if you do not use it in this query. Okay? So this is how you use alias. So this is for arithmetic operators. Now, let's go to another operation. We call it the comparison operator. For comparison operators, we all know that it will be executed according to the result of two values being compared, and it will be evaluated as true or false. Okay, so let us recall your different comparison operators. You have equal to, greater than or equal, excuse me for that. Let's proceed. You have here greater than or equal, greater than, less than or equal, not equal. So let's have an example for this. Let's try to check for the problem using your comparison operator. So you wanted to show all the sales record from March 1 to March 8. So this will be a combination of comparison operator and logical operator. So let us recall first your logical operators. So when you say logical operators, it will be three operators. You have and, or, and not. When you say and, both expressions should return true for the expression to be evaluated. When you say or, either of the expressions should return true, and when you say not, it is the complement. So it is similar to your set operators, intersection, union, and complement. So our example will be a combination of comparison and logical operators. So what we want to do is to find all sales record from March 1 to March 8, 2020. So let's execute that. Okay, let's have this select all from sales table, where so basically when you have the comparison operator and the logical operator, it will be placed with the where condition. It should always be placed in the where condition. Okay, where sales date. So we wanted to find all the records of from the sales table between March 1 to March 8. Where sales date is greater than or equal to March 1. So that is 2020 dash 03 dash 01. Then we have and. You can have it all in uppercase or all in lowercase. Either will do. And sales date less than or equal to March 8. March 8. So that is 2020-0308. So let's try to execute. So it only displays the record from the sales table, which is within the range March 1 to March 8, 2020. So this is how you do where condition containing comparison and logical operator. We also have several special operators. And so special operators, you can use this also along with your where condition. So any and exist operators will be used for sub queries. So for this topic, we will be using between, exist, in, I mean between, in, and like operators. So let's have first the between. So remember this query? We can rewrite this query using the between operator. So we will be rewriting this code or this query using the special operator between. Okay. So we have select all from okay. So we select all from sales table where sales date between between what's that, March March 1 and March 8. So when you just have to take note that when you're going to use the between operator, you have to use it along with the AND logical operator. So this will give you the output within the range of March 1 to March 8. So basically, you will have the same output from the previous operator using comparison and logical operator. Okay, so it will give you all the records within the range March 1 to March 8, 2020. Okay, so now let's go to the in operator. Try to use the in operator. So select all from product where product code in, then you'll have 101, 103. So your output will look like this. It will give you the output that will satisfy the condition of 101 and 103. So that is within 101 and 103. So that's how you use the in special operator. Now, let us use the like operator, special operator. So this like special operator is useful when you are going to perform search. For example, when you're going to search in Google, it will, if you type their database, then it will give you different output or it will suggest outputs for database. That's an example for the like. For example, okay, I wanted to select the export destination name from export destination table where export destination name like, meaning it's contains, or starts with letter A, and then I have the wildcard character, the modulo or the percent. So let me explain to you that when you're going to use the how this like operator behaves. Let's try to check this. So in this example, you have three different ways on how to use the like operator. You have the prefix, infix, and the postfix. When you say prefix, you will be giving a starting or starts with a character or a word or a letter. So you wanted to search for a record which starts with letter A, then whatever it follows, si database ni bahala na mangita. Basta ka nag-start ka na letter A. When you wanted to search for a record which contains the letter A in between or within or in the middle of your search result, just use the modulo or the wildcard operator. We call this the wildcard operator. And then the letter that you wanted to search within your string and ends with the modulo. That's for the infix. Now for the postfix, this will give you a search result which ends with the letter A. So start your search with the wildcard operator followed by the uh, ending letter that you wanted to contain in your search result. Okay, so let's execute that. So for the infix, I wanted to display or to look for the destination name which starts with the letter A. So execute. So I have the export destination name alpha M5. Now, if I wanted to search for the destination name which contains kingdom in between. So I have a modulo, then I will type kingdom and then modulo. Let's try to execute this and look for. So this will be your output. So there is indeed a kingdom in between or within the string that we have searched. Now, if I wanted to display the export destination name, which ends with the letter I, or so I have to incorporate here the or logical operator, or E, letter E. So I wanted to look for the destination name which ends with letter I or letter E. So I have here the kingdom of Minnan. It ends with letter I. Okay? So that's for the special operators. Now let's go to the joins. So when you say join, it will be combining two or more tables for as long as you have a common field. So in this case, you would appreciate why you need to use foreign keys. So if you can recall our previous example when we did the total amount, we combined the sales statement table with the product table, for they have a common column, product code. So you can only join two tables if they have a common field. So this is where what we call this a foreign key works. So we have different types of joins. We have the inner join, we have the left join, the right join, and the full join. Inner join is the most common. So consider two tables here. You have the student and student course. Now you wanted to perform inner join or simply join. When you say join, it refers to inner join. It will just give you the output of the common values between the two tables. That's for inner join. Okay, so let's have an example. Let's have an example. So we wanted to display the the common values between the export destination table and the sales table. So we have here select. When you do the join operator, you have to identify the source table. For example, you have here sales table. I wanted to display the sales date in the sales table. And from the export destination table, I wanted to display the export destination name. Then I will have here from, I will use the sales table first, from sales table, then I will have the join. So this is the inner join, or we call this the simple join. Join export destination table. And then you have to identify what the common values between two, or the common column. So that is export destination code. So you have here on sales, no, sales table dot export destination code is equal to export destination dot export destination code. So it will only display the output with common values among the two tables. Execute this, then we have this. We have the common values with respect to export destination code. Okay, so that's for the inner join. Now, when you say left join, it will join the two tables with the common rows, but in this case, all the values, or all the records from the left hand side of the operator will be displayed regardless if it has a common value from the left hand side of the operation. So recall your left hand and right hand operation, or left hand and right hand side of the operation. So when we say left side of the join, it refers to the first table that you mentioned before, or on the left of the operation left join. So this is your left side. This is your right hand side of the operation. So when you say left join, all the tables, all the values from table 1 will be displayed regardless if it has a matching column or a matching value from table 2. So in this case, it is possible that you can have null values with respect to table 2. So let's try to execute the left join. So you have here select sales table dot report code, and then sales statement dot report code from for the full join. So it will be a combination of the result of the left join and the right join. So select all from sales statement full join sales table. Oops, sales table. So your output will look like this. Okay, so that's for the full join. Now when you say self join, you also have what we call the self join, that is creating a join between or within a table as if It's two separate tables.